Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I was asked to do a video on being a teen mom. I don't know if I have any teen moms subscribed to me. I hope I do because I am a lover of teen moms, being that I was a teen mother. Even though I am older now, I did have my son when I was a teenager. I got pregnant with my daughter 4 years later and had her 4 years later. So yeah, I looked up, I didn't know what to talk about with being a teen mom, so I looked up some things to that maybe I might possibly want to talk about, and I came up with the teen mom tag. I seen that and I thought I would just, you know, hop on the bandwagon and do the teen mom tag. So I'll just get right into it, and I hope you guys like it. If you want to see my answers to the teen mom tag, then keep on watching. Okay guys, so yeah, let's just get right into the teen mom tag, right? The first question, how old were you when you became pregnant? I was 16. I was 15 going on 16. I had my son when I was 16. I was like, 16 was like right around the corner for me. So I had him when I was 16. What were your career plans before you got pregnant? Now, I really don't like to talk about religion on my channel. Because it's a whole bunch of controversy, and I respect everybody's religious beliefs, and I just wish everyone would respect mine, and let's not get into all types of details into it. But I wanted to be a model, and on top of being a model, I wanted to be the model that went and spoke the word of God to the other models and prayed with them and for them and just spread the word of God as traveling the world, being a supermodel, you know, stuff like that. A godly Tyra Banks, like the Virgin Mary type of Tyra Banks. Not necessarily Virgin Mary, but Tyra Banks. So, what are your plans now? Kind of sort of doing it, being a makeup artist, mentoring young women, specifically teen mothers and survivors of rape. So that is what I'm doing now. Were you or are you with your baby's father? No. Do you live with your parents? So at the time, okay, let me start again. So at the time where I felt like I was pregnant, I was living at home with my mother, with my biological mother. I already knew that I was going to go into foster care because I already had gone to court. They were just looking for a foster home for me to go to. They found one for me, and then that's when it came out that I was indeed pregnant. That foster mother had said, hey, I can't watch your baby while you're in school, which she didn't have to, but I just can't have you here while you're having a baby. So I went to another foster care program because I was with a private foster care program. So then I went to another, like a public foster care program with the Department of Social Services, and I went to a foster home there through them. And that foster mother, if you guys want to know the whole story, just ask me and I'll do a video on it. I'll do like horrible foster home stories, but that foster mother wasn't fit to be a foster mother, and she did something really, really bad to me and my child, and so I went to another foster home. So I went to 3 different foster homes during the time of my pregnancy up until my son was a month old. I delivered my son in the second foster home. It was really weird because Friday I went to school. Saturday I was supposed to deliver. Oh no, let me backtrack. Friday I went to school. When I got out of school, they said, hey, all your stuff is moved to your new foster home. You no longer live here, so we're gonna take you to your new foster home. So I was like, okay, cool, no problem, whatever. Saturday I was supposed to deliver. I went to church. I'm not a Seventh-day Adventist, and I went to the church was a Seventh-day Adventist church. I'm not a Seventh-day Adventist, so I went to church because I had to with the foster home that I was in. Found out later that I didn't have to. Then I went to the mall and went shopping for my new bundle of joy, and I still didn't have a name picked out for the baby. And then on Sunday morning I delivered. So yeah, and then a month later, not even a month later, 3 weeks later, I'm in a new foster home. So 3 different foster homes in less than 4 months, so to say, because I found out that I was pregnant really late in my pregnancy. It was like confirmed, honey child, boo boo, you are pregnant late in my pregnancy. Yeah. Next question. Hardest part of being a teen mom besides financial issues. because I grew up in foster care, because I was living in foster care, it was moving around with my newborn baby, and I was still under my biological father's health insurance. So when I moved around so much, we had nurses who came to the house. I don't know if everybody does that. The nurses had to like move around with me, and then the nurse was just like, hey, I can't come and like be there with you. I was also high risk pregnancy because of my blood type, and I had preeclampsia, a whole bunch of issues. But it was like the nurses moving around with me, and like I should have been on bed rest. That was another thing. Being on bed rest was horrible. And then another horrible thing was my son had breathing issues, and that was so difficult, was sitting in the hospital with him and seeing him like go through pain that I should be going through for such a little tiny guy, person, human being. It just like, I really broke down and cried one time, like at Westchester Medical. I like started hyperventilating, I passed out, couldn't stop crying. It was just like, it shouldn't be him, it should be me. So that was probably, I'm gonna cry, that was probably the hardest. Do you work? At the time when I thought I was pregnant, I was working at a barbershop. I was the receptionist, and I used to clean up the hair and get people to come in and get their hair cut, which they did. I looked older than 15, but not too older than 15 at the time, so I got the job. It was off the books. And then after that, when I was 17, I worked at Stewart's Ice Cream Shop here in New York, upstate New York specifically. Stewart's is an ice cream shop / gas station, but the one that I worked in, we didn't have a gas station, and technically I wasn't old enough to work there because I was only 17, and we sold lottery, cigarettes, and alcohol. And in the state of New York, in order to hand someone the actual products or sell them to them, you have to be 18. I wasn't. It was a month before my 18th birthday, and I lived in a really, really small town, and I was a brown girl, so of course I stood out in this small town. So everybody knew me and knew I wasn't a troublemaker or anything like that. So the manager was like, cool, let's just hire her. She'll be 18 in a month anyway. Great job. I actually liked that job a lot. That helped me like get out of my shyness. How many friends do you have now compared to before? Okay, so when I was I moved around a lot. I was in foster care and in group homes. So, and then I went and lived with my biological mother for a couple of months, and I went to another school. I was pretty well known and pretty friendly with everybody. When I moved to this other school, I didn't feel like I would have a lot of friends because I had a child, and to my surprise, everybody wanted to be my friend. And it was because of my child. Everybody wanted to be my friend. No one believed that I had a child, but I did. I wasn't the only girl in the school who had a kid. I believe I was one of three. I was one of 3 girls who had a kid, I believe. One was my next door neighbor, down the road neighbor. She had her daughter. Her daughter's beautiful. Her daughter is older than my son. I believe like 2 to 3 years older. And there was a girl who was 2 grades ahead of me, but she was married and she had 2 kids. And when I got to the school, the principals introduced me to the other girl, but I already had met my neighbor because my foster mother used to babysit her, and she's right down the road. So yeah, we all went to school together. We didn't hang out as like teen moms, and it wasn't like teen mom this, teen mom that. Like, it wasn't like really a big deal, honestly. It was just like, okay, we're students, we're still teenagers, we're gonna do things that teenagers do, but we still have like responsibilities that teenagers don't necessarily have. But I had friends. It wasn't like I wasn't like unpopular. In going to a really small school and being a brown girl, it's pretty easy to become popular. But and my son, everybody just loved him, so I just got like a whole bunch of friends because of him. Is your family closer because of your situation? My family loves my kids, obviously. I grew up in foster care. Yeah, I guess that answers it, right? Do you wish you had waited or want other girls to wait and be more careful? I would say wait and be more careful. Trust me, honey, don't rush it. It is not what it seems. It's not what the TV shows show it to be. just because you see your friend on the outside with her baby and everything. Sometimes us women don't like to talk about our struggles with other people, and we don't want other people to know that we're down when we're down. And so you might see her like all happy and excited, but you don't know what she's going through. Like, I never ever talked about my son's medical issues with my friends in school, because like, how would they know? That's just like how I felt. Like, how would they know what I'm going through? I'm just gonna leave that laid out. Or I can't. Just like, I don't know. Just wait, because you don't know what's going on in your friend's life. You see all the fun and stuff that she does with her baby, and some people I see want a baby just so that they can dress it up cute. No. Honey, sometimes you can't even afford to dress it up cute, especially if you have to be on welfare. Fortunately for me, I didn't have to go that route because I was in foster care. And then I also had my biological father, who had no issues with just like handing me money to do whatever I wanted to do with it. And then I had my foster parents, who were just like, here's the money that we get for you from being in foster care. We're giving you some of it so that you go and get your baby stuff. And then they would buy my baby stuff. And then people in the town would buy my baby stuff. Or I can't say people in the town, I would say neighbors. And then I was in a teen parenting class, and that helped out a lot because I got to meet other teen mothers from other parts of my county. And yeah, we just used to like share clothes, like pass around the clothes and stuff. So that was easy. But sometimes people don't have that luxury to do stuff like that, and it's not fun. If you have to go sit in the welfare office, I'm not knocking welfare or whatever, but you don't want to have to sit in there every single day, or I don't know how often you have to go back and recertify, but you don't want to be there. You want to be like doing stuff. Just wait. You don't want to be the 18-year-old on welfare. Trust me. I don't know for sure, but I know that you don't want to be that girl. I didn't want to be that girl. Name one misconception about teen moms: that they're on welfare. Okay. I am a rape, I won't say counselor because I'm not like certified or whatever, but I am someone who talks to rape survivors, and I help them with things. A lot of rape survivors are teen moms. Why? Because they got pregnant by the person who raped them, and people assume that teen moms are fast and that they wanted to go out and have sex. That's not true. Sometimes you don't know the person's story, so you shouldn't sit up there and judge the person just because they're a teen mother. You have no idea what happened in their life. One girl that I mentor, she had her father's baby. The baby is a beautiful baby. It's healthy. There's nothing wrong with the baby. Her father was sick in the head. There was something wrong with her father. There was nothing wrong with this girl. I would never ever say who she is. She raises the baby like it's hers. She loves the baby. I mean, it is hers. She loves the baby. I know a lot of people don't have the strength to raise a child like that, but I congratulate this young lady for doing just that. Her father's locked up where he should be. Well, I don't believe he should be locked up. I believe that rapists, child rapists, should probably be buried somewhere, tortured and then buried. But you don't know someone's story. You don't know why they became a teen mom. It's not like the freaking TV show Teen Mom. It's not like every teen mom is a fast ass like people assume. That's like the biggest misconception. No, not true. Do you think MTV's Teen Mom, Ellen 16 and Pregnant glorifies teen parenthood? Yes, I do. And then it shows like these fake struggles, like financial struggles, once the girls have been on the show 2-3 seasons. Like, how do you have financial struggles when this show is paying your bills for you, doing everything for you? How about show real life and tell the girls that they can't touch the money if they're doing all these seasons, or just give them a little bit of money. Don't give them $500,000 per episode. Give them like real life money, like if they were to work a real life minimum wage job. How about that? And then they could see the struggles, because those fake financial struggles piss me off, because that's not for real for their lifestyle and how much they're being paid. How has your body changed from pregnancy? When I had my son, I had a great body after I had my son. I went from 70 pounds to 180 pounds during my pregnancy. Yeah, I got really, really big. But I lost all the weight like right after. Not all of it. I went up to 90 pounds, which I looked amazing. I was flat chested still, but I had some weight on me, and I didn't look so skinny. I've been 5'3" since I was in 5th grade. So 5'3", 70 pounds at 15, 16 years old, just no. But now I'm like, I looked healthy. And then when I had my daughter, who I had 4 years later, I got stretch marks. So yeah. And my boobs got a little bit bigger. I went from an A cup to B cup. Now I'm like a D cup, and I only have 2 kids. My D cup came years after I had my daughter. But yeah, that's it. I got stretch marks. I feel like I filled out just a little bit more, and I'm very comfortable with my body now. Do you plan to have more children, and when? I do plan to have more kids. I do. Crazy. If you guys want me to get to my whole story, I do plan on having more kids. I love kids. I guess that's it. Isaiah and Isabella, I hope you're not watching, because you would get so mad that I just said that. What is the one thing you wish you knew before you got pregnant? You know, when you're sitting in health class, if you guys talk about sex ed and they talk about like babies and how babies are made and like what happens with babies, they don't tell you that there's something called preeclampsia, there's something called toxemia. If you have a different blood type from your baby, you could clot. They don't tell you that stuff. You could possibly die. You don't hear that in your parenting classes, or not parenting classes, in your health class, in your sex ed class. You don't hear about none of that stuff. You hear about STDs, you hear about all this stuff, and you're thinking like, if we go get tested together, no chance for an STD. If he's using the condom and the condom breaks, I'm probably not going to get pregnant. Like, they also don't make you know, like, think like one time can get you pregnant. Even if you didn't get your period yet, you might be getting your period that month when you decide to have sex, and then you get pregnant. You just think like, oh, one time's not gonna hurt. No. One time can hurt. One time can get you pregnant. You could die having a baby. Like, it's that serious. If you guys want to know that story about me and my delivery, guess I'll tell you guys another time. I don't want to put it in this video because it's long, but I had to have major surgery after having my son. Major surgery. Not no minor surgery, not just like, oh, whatever. This was major surgery at 16 years old. I like, at 16 when I heard that like I had the surgery, because I was completely passed out most of my delivery, I was just like, okay, whatever, I'm alive though. I got up to walk, couldn't walk, like couldn't even feel my legs. So yeah, wanted to know why I was wrapped up in this big blanket. I wanted to know why everybody was like standing over me. Like, yeah, they don't tell you all that stuff. I didn't have an epidural. I had a natural pregnancy. I had no idea what the doctor was talking about when she kept saying I had protein in my urine. And I'm thinking like, I eat meat now. Of course I'm supposed to have protein in my urine. And before I had my son, I didn't eat meat. I was very, very picky. I ate vegetables. And so I was just like, protein in my urine, maybe because I just started eating meat after like 100 years. So I thought that it was normal, and she didn't go into detail with me. And at that time, I didn't have a computer to go into the internet to know what she was talking about. And in my baby books didn't have much on that. Didn't have anything about preeclampsia and stuff like that. So I didn't know what that protein in my urine was like a big deal. So I just wish that I knew more. I wish that my doctor spoke to me more. I wish that people would stop treating teens like they're stupid just because they're pregnant. I wish that they would just teach them, that they would speak to them like an adult, because we're little adults. Some of us are mature for our age. I was very mature for 16. I was mature for 13 because I had to live the life as an adult, at such a young age, like at 9, 10 years old. So yeah, I don't know. I hope this has helped. I know I kind of rambled on some of them. If you have any questions about anything that I had said, put the questions down below. If you want a video on my delivery and the whole story behind my delivery, let me know. Yeah, I don't know. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm so happy that someone asked me to do this. If you guys want more teen mom stories, then, you know, holla at your girl. Let me know. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. Bye. York peppermint patty. Ooh, I do not like the dark chocolate in here. Not at all.